I married my wife because I owe her family around $10,000. So growing up, I was the usual jerk. My dad left me when I was around 6. My mom was an alcoholic and abusive, and I basically was living in a dump with her. Life sucked like shit. The best part was going to school. No, it was not the teachers. They fucking sucked. It was my friends who respected me and accepted me for the jerk I am. I enjoyed socializing with them. They made me day. However, they were bullies. Now, I didn't give a shit about bullying. I knew it happened, but as long as I didn't do it or was the victim, I was fine. In comes this shy, scared, and nervous-looking girl in middle school. My girlfriends began to group up and bully her for almost a couple of weeks. I didn't care. I wasn't going to take part or be the victim. I just wanted to fucking finish school at the time. The bullying continued for the girl. She would cry, hide, and tried to stay away from school as long as she could. When my friends locked her into a locker once, I stopped them. I guess she used that opportunity to get to know me. When my friends skipped school, she would come and talk to me or sit near me at lunch. She would share her lunch with me since I had nothing. She helped me with my homework, which I had no idea about. And she began to pay me, which I liked. I guess in return, I stopped my friends from getting to her. I owed her that. As years went by, she invited me to dinner with her parents, we would hang out together, and she'd pay for everything, which, again, I liked. I liked her, but she loved me, if you know what that feels like. As time continued to go by, I got my driver's license at 17. The problem was that a car would cost a lot of money, and insurance for a young person like myself was a lot. So I asked her parents for the money, saying I will pay them back. I knew they would say no. They should have said no. Everything would be so different if they did. But they said yes and bought me my very own car. After that moment, I realized that I had to take care of their daughter, at least until I paid them back. I would drive her anywhere, everywhere. We became closer and closer. She was so happy with me and always has a smile on her face when she sees me. It was her that kissed me first. It was her that brought me to her church. It was her that proposed to me. And it was both of us that got married to each other and gave each other our virginity. We've been married for 10 years tomorrow. I still owe her parents for the car and owe my wife all the cash she gave me. I like her, but she loves me so much. I've never cheated on her or ever thought about it. Our lives are perfect, but I wish I could let her know that I don't love her the way she loves me. To conclude, I work a minimum wage job and my wife is a teacher. We don't have kids. She loves me so much. But if I could take it all back, I would. This is my confession. Feel free to ask any questions. Update. Today I took my wife out to lunch for our anniversary. When I saw her cute face, I immediately felt different. This was due to the fact that my thread blew up with lots of advice yesterday night. I want to thank you guys and girls. You know who you are. You made me think of my wife differently today. It was the first time that I actually told her I loved her without forcing myself to say it. At first, I muttered it under my breath and my wife asked what I said. I tried a second time and again I couldn't speak up. Then I said it loud for the third time. My wife smiled and her face turned all pink. We remained quiet for a little while until she began to ask me about my day. We talked for a little while before we visit her parents. I told her parents that I would start paying them back for the car they had bought me when I was in my teens. They told me not to worry about it, that they were happy that I remember and visit them even though it wasn't their anniversary. We talked for a couple of hours. My wife and I returned home. It was then that I opened Internet Explorer and asked my wife to look at my thread. We sat down together and she read it. She began to cry while reading it and hugged me so tight. The last time I saw her cry was on our wedding night, and it was tears of joy, according to her. I told her that I realized that I was treating her unfairly. I told her I wanted to be more loving towards her. I told her I loved her and she was my life. She told me that I was her life, that I saved her from killing herself, and that without me she wouldn't be happy. At this point, I was crying. My wife is currently sleeping. To conclude, I want to thank you all again for the advice. For the people that told me to pay back my debts and leave her, I have realized that I will stick by my wife till death do us part, like I had promised her 10 years ago. She is my life right now, and I don't want to have anyone by my side than her. Good night, all. Comments. Hollywood has sold us this ideal of toxic, unhealthy, love-bombing version of love that's fucked us over. As someone who also grew up in an abusive household, when I fell in love with my long-term partner, I almost broke up with him in those first 3 months. I didn't realize that I would still have doubts. I didn't realize I would still be depressed. I didn't realize life would continue to be slightly boring. But then I realized that I was self-sabotaging. True love is meant to be calm, boring, and about those little moments like making each other fart with laughter while grocery shopping. I'm so glad OOP figured it out before he threw his marriage away chasing something that doesn't exist. Comment 2. This just shows how childhood trauma messes up our internal templates for what good relationships look and feel like. I love that it's become another example of Reddit being helpful, though. Comment 3. Wow, I love this. I initially questioned my feelings for my current partner because I didn't quite feel the same, our souls are bonded forever, feelings that I've felt with some previous people. However, those were quite often rooted in unhealthy dynamics, like trauma bonding or them not treating me well. I realized what I previously categorized as love was probably pretty unhealthy. I don't feel like my partner and I's souls are irrevocably bonded, but I do always want him around and want him to be the first person I talk to about anything, and I want to give him the world. It's hard to recognize healthy love when all you see is the overwhelming, unrealistic, also usually unhealthy love in TV. Throw in an unideal situation with your parents, and good luck. Comment 4. Life is so crazy. People can have exactly what they desire and have no idea they possess it. I feel like OP had abandonment issues when he was younger and immediately transferred that thinking to his wife. Even through all the signs of things going good for 10 years plus, he couldn't shake that idea. Glad he finally did. Story 2. My 33 male saw videos of my fiancé 29 female cheating during her bachelorette party. I can't believe I'm involved in a story like this. I haven't actually talked to anyone about what happened, even though a lot of people are trying. I think I just need to vent a little bit before I talk to anyone. My girlfriend and I were together 4 years, and we were engaged to be married. Last weekend, she had her bachelorette party. I didn't have a problem with it, especially after what she told me was the plan. Her and some friends were going to rent an Airbnb or something, a big place with like 4 bedrooms, and they were just going to get trashed and party and hang out. The day of the party, she was at my place, a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 room I use as a home office. I am a self-employed investor. She makes all of the arrangements and goes to meet her friends. We texted a little, but as the party warmed up, we stopped and I figured they were just having fun. After midnight, I start getting ready for bed and notice that the computer in my office isn't turned off. Rather, the black screen was just a screensaver. It turns out, fiancé had not logged out and her messenger was still open on the computer. There was a group chat where her and the girls had been planning everything, and a lot of videos were uploaded to the chat. I was a little curious and I started watching some of the videos. Most of them were pretty innocent, just a group of 15 girls getting drunk and stoned, dancing and whatever. Then there was a video of a woman going to the front door and about 10 guys enter the apartment. I don't know they were, and I didn't recognize anyone. There were a couple videos of the guys and girls dancing and drinking. And then the worst happened. A video started of my fiancé making out with a guy on the sofa. She stops and rolls over and starts making out with a second guy. Then there was a video of her and the 2 guys going into a bedroom. There was also a video for them coming out that according to the timestamps was 5 minutes later, but that doesn't mean anything. For all I know, the videos were an hour apart and they were all just uploaded at the same time. Seeing all this was like a sledgehammer to the guy. I walked into the bathroom because I thought I would be sick. I wasn't. but I feel like I paced back and forth in the apartment for about 30 minutes. Then I poured myself a rocks glass full of whiskey and chugged it down. I saved the videos and then made one of my own. Just a short little selfie video of me saying, "Hi, this is my name, your ex-fiancé. Just wanted to say I saw the videos from the party and the wedding is off. I hope it was worth it." I'm glad I saved the videos because in less than 10 minutes they were all deleted and my phone started blowing up, but I didn't answer any calls or texts. At first it was just my girlfriend texting saying she can explain, and it's not what it looked like. Then her friends joined in, but I ignored everyone and didn't respond. Then suddenly I got a request for a video chat, and I'll admit my curiosity got the better of me. I answered the call but didn't say anything. It was my fiancée sitting in front of the camera, and she looked like she had been crying, and the other friends just around her. I really only know maybe 4 of the friends, but I recognize a lot of the others. First, she started apologizing, but kept saying, "It wasn't what it looked like. It was just a party and the guys coming over was not planned or anything like that." She said it might have looked bad, but nothing happened. When I didn't say anything, she just kept going on with more of the same, and her friends backed her up. The more I didn't speak, the more hysterical she got. Eventually, she admitted to kissing the 2 guys, but dumped the blame on her friends who all took responsibility for that, which surprised me a little. She said the kisses didn't mean anything, and that's all that happened. Then she seemed to remember the video of her going into the bedroom, and she started screaming that it was just a joke and nothing happened. All the other women confirmed it was just a joke, and that my fiancé had walked into the room and then turned around and walked out again. This just keeping going on, and they just kept repeating themselves. Eventually, everyone got quiet, and all I said was, "Is there anything else to add?" She said no, and I just ended the video call. I went on to social media and changed my relationship status to single and posted that the wedding was off, and if anyone had bought a present, they should feel free to return it. Fiancé saw the post and is freaking out even more and just keeps insisting that all she did was kiss and nothing else. I sent her a text saying if I suspect that her or any of her friends lie-spay out what happened or try to make me the bad guy, then I will post all the videos online. Right now, no one else knows what is happening. This was a couple days ago, and everything for the wedding is canceled, and my fiancé just keeps pursuing me. Any advice on what I should do from here? Update. The update is pretty simple. Everything has been called off and canceled. The wedding is officially not happening. I got the ring back and all of her stuff is moved out. She is staying with her parents for now. We did talk a little bit. It was mostly just her begging and apologizing and crying. She keeps insisting that all she did was kiss the guys. And she has never done anything like this before, and she promises it will never happen again. Part of me really wanted to believe her, but the problem is that this incident puts our entire relationship in doubt. I think she may be telling the truth. But again, the point is, there is no way to know. If it is true that her friends pressured her to do it, then how can I believe they never did it before? We kept going around in circles because ultimately there is just no way I can be sure. She said she would do anything, including cutting off her friends and only ever drink around me. She really blasted her friends online, saying if the party had stuck to the original plan, she would still be getting married, so maybe she already cut them off. All I can say is that at the moment I am single, and I'm just going to live my life. Probably take some time to myself after getting out of a 4-year relationship. What's crazy is that a couple of her friends are also texting me just to talk. I haven't responded yet because, well, it's hard to trust them to. Thanks again to everyone who expressed sympathy, and I hope none of you here need to deal with anything like this in the future. Comments. My bachelor party was pretty tame. We rented a house in the Poconos. We raced go-karts and went to get ice cream. My buddy's wife said, "Sounds like an 8-year-old's birthday party." Comment 2. There may not be any more proof of her sleeping with the guys other than that one video of her entering and leaving the bedroom, but the fact that she originally denied kissing them despite the video evidence would be enough reason for me not to believe her. Like if she's going to try and dispute hard evidence as fact, then there is no reason to believe her version of events. Comment 3. Cheating is cheating, regardless if it was only a kiss. When trust is broken, it's almost impossible to fully trust someone again, especially when it comes to cheating. There would always be doubt. I can't imagine how easy it would be to be in a happy relationship if there isn't trust. And if you're not happy, then what's the point? If this story added a little spark to your day, hit like and subscribe to spill the storyline so you're always here for the next beautifully messy moment.